Hello, dog lovers, and welcome to Saro Dog Training Live Show. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to my new studio slash office. This is my home office, temporary home office. It's not the usual studio that you are used to be seeing. Can better be better and successfully. Okay, technical issue. So this is my temporary studio because I sold my doggy daycare business, and that's where my studio was located. So now I'm at my home studio, home office slash studio for a temporary period of time, and then later on in a month or two, you're going to see my permanent studio. So temporary, I'm here at home and decided to go live and talk about dogs and help you with all your dog related issue. If you have any questions and if you have any dog related issue with your own dog, just simply chat. There's a chat button on the side. You can go and type in your question. I will read it and answer your questions. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell icon as well to get notified as soon as I go live or I start posting new videos. I'll talk about that in a moment. But in this channel, we talk about dog training using a unique method and system of dog training. This is not your typical dog training channel where most dog trainers use treats or food or aversive tools or methods to train dogs. In this channel, you're going to learn how to train your dog natural way using play or praise or play and praise reward system. This is a very natural way of training dogs. This is the way that used to dog owners used to train their dogs 100, 200 years ago. That's how they used to train dogs naturally. What it means when I say naturally, it means in those times, we didn't have dog training using treats. There were not dog trainers. Dog owners used to just deal with their dogs in a natural way. They didn't really train them, but they used to teach them the left and right. They teach them the right and wrongs and then figure out how to live with the human. The dog would learn how to live with the human, follow up, and listen to the human, and the human had a good, well-behaving dogs. Um, Most of the people in those days, they used to have many dogs because they were dealing with dogs who were well behaved. So you could have many dogs. In this day and age, because we are living in a urban environment, living with different lifestyle, we have dogs as well, but our lifestyle doesn't match with the lifestyle of the dog or the lifestyle that we used to have. So many dog owners have many dog related issues, and this is why I'm here to teach you and help you to deal with your dog related issues and give you some tips and information regarding how to deal with those major issues that you have. Now, I was saying that to subscribe to the channel, I haven't been active on the channel lately just because, again, I have been having some personal changes in my life. As I said, I just sold my dog daycare business, which was very bittersweet. I love that uh, business in a way. I love that interaction that I had with dogs. I learned so much. I gained so much confidence and so much knowledge out of having those dogs with me and working with them. Uh, I would say over 5,000 dogs I have worked with throughout the past 16 years, maybe more. I came across a lot of dogs, and that gave me a lot of experience to learn about dogs and work with dogs and uh, gain uh, I would say inner information from dogs themselves. Um, it was as I said, bittersweet situation that I had to let go of this business just because I wanted to focus more on dog training. This is where my real passion is as well. I love dogs and I want to work with dogs, but also I want to be serving my community that I have created, and I want to help dog owners to work with me in one-on-one uh, virtual dog training system that I've created, and that's going to be the main focus of Saro dog training in general, where I'm going to be basically focused on dog training and doggy daycare. Uh, was helping me, but it was too much for me. It was a lot of um, energy and time was being dedicated to it, which was taking away from my dog training program that I was trying to build. So now I'm still moving, and in the midst of moving from the previous studio to this temporary studio, and then to the permanent studio. So that's why there hasn't been many new videos from me because I'm just too busy dealing with all these little things. But as soon as I'm settled down, I will be producing more content and more videos for you regarding dogs and dog training. As I said, if you have any questions, leave those questions in chat area. I will be answering them. John Cipolla is one of my students, and he is saying that it's been a while. Yes, that's the reason why it's been a while. Just being busy with the personal life changes that has been happening. Now, until we get our questions coming, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start explaining something to you that I think it will um, give you a good understanding of, first of all, um, what I'm talking about when I talk about dog training, a unique dog training system, and dog training method. I want to give you a brief uh, information about the difference between system and method when we talk about dog training. You may have a dog who has behavioral issue, puppy, or a dog who has a behavioral issue, and you're trying to figure out to deal with how to deal with this dog. Now, the way that you get this information and the way you learn how to apply this information to your dog is the system, basically. That's the system. How are you going to learn and how are you going to observe all this information regarding dogs? That's the system that we talk about. There's a difference between the system and there's a difference between the method. The system is the information that you're receiving, right? The way that you get information. And did you notice that 60% to 90% of dog training in general is dog owner training or educating the dog owner or coaching the dog owner. The 10% or the 40% is the dog training itself. You're training the dog. But most of it is training the dog owner to understand exactly what it's supposed to do and get the information, the proper information, before they do any dog training. Dog training comes later. The dog owner should be trained first and then the dog. So training system is different than training. Uh, um, um, what was I calling it? I forgot. Hold on, I messed up. The system is the way that you get the information, right? So how do you get the information? Probably you attend a puppy class, for example, or you read books about dogs, or you attend a group class, or you watch videos on YouTube, or you hire a private dog trainer and work with that private dog trainer, or you attend an online dog training program, or you learn it on your own. Mm, These are the ways that you gain information from any dog training that you get. Now, the pros and cons of dog training systems are that, for example, myself, I used to be a dog owner, not a dog trainer. You see me here with my own dog. I used to attend dog training classes. I was a student then. I was learning how to train my own dog. And that was I would say, big mistake for me in ways. But I became now a dog trainer. I started teaching dog owners. So now I'm a teacher, I'm a dog trainer, I'm a coach, right? So this is coming from me that I've been in your shoes in a way. So I used to do group classes. I used to run group classes. I've trained, I would say, thousands of dog owners and dog trainers, dog owners. I've done outdoor dog training. I've done indoor dog training. I've done puppy training. Uh, but one of the, for example, the problems is that when you attend a puppy class, there's too many distractions, right? There's too many distractions and too many stimulation going on in an untrained dog. When you attend a group class, and this is for example, the last class probably that they're taking a group photo of the students with their dogs, and you can see still, the dogs are not under control. So what's the point of attending a puppy class when you haven't gained control over your dog? So it's a waste of time, waste of money, waste of energy when you do classes like that. And in most puppy classes, or many, I would say most dog training classes, uh, basically you or the dog trainer are just feeding the dog. That's all you're doing. You're just feeding the dog in hopes of controlling your dog, maintaining your dog to be calm and relaxed so you can learn something, which is, again, the wrong place to be for you as a dog owner and as your dog as well. So it's not beneficial. And as I said, I've done group classes. I've done classes that I train dogs in a group setting. Personally, I didn't like it either because, again, dogs are not focused on what they're supposed to do. They're playing, they're getting distracted. Dog owners are chatting. They don't know what's going to happen, and most dogs are just basically terrified to be in that environment as well. So this is why I don't suggest group classes or private dog trainer also. So, for example, I'm bringing this image. It's Cesar Milan training a dog. This person probably is very excited that Cesar Milan is training her dog, but look at what the dog is wearing. He's wearing triple leash, collar, harness, everything. And the fact that Cesar Milan is there, it's no matter who this person is, Cesar Milan or any dog trainer, the dog gets distracted and does not learn anything. This is too much for the dog, too much for the dog owner, and as well as it is too much for the dog trainer to deal with the situations like this. So again, private dog trainer is not a good way as well. So the best place and the best way that you can teach a dog is where the dog is nice and relaxed. That's the place when you start training a dog. When the dog is nice and calm, relaxed, doesn't have any stressors in the environment because it's their home, they're comfortable, they're cozy, they're familiar with it, and they can relax and have a good learning experience. So you can basically, use your home and your activities that you're doing to train your dog. These are great environments and great situations for you to train your dog. Now, I'm not going to go in many details, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse of understanding this little tip that I wanted to share with you, that whether you want to start training your dog today or tomorrow, where you should start training your dog. I don't recommend doing a private trainer, hiring a private trainer, or going to a group class, uh, because these are just too much for the dog and you. So the best place and best way of training a dog is at home using a remote dog training or virtual dog training. And lastly, I want to just bring this home with this information that the best place to start training a dog is at home, level one. Once the dog learns the basics, then you can take it to level two, which is out back your backyard, or if you're living in a building, the hallways would be level two. Level three would be the front yard of your house, or if you're in a building, the parking lot would be level three. And then streets would be level four, and the park would be level five. So when you, for example, are hiring a dog trainer or you're attending a group class, it's just similar to going to level three and up, three, four, five. This is just, your dog is just not ready to be in this environment because you haven't gone through level one and two. So most dog owners also, what they do, they may do some training at home, but then right away they go to the park and expect the dog to perform the same things at home that it was doing at the park. Again, this is too much, too fast. You're going too fast. So this is why you won't get great results when you train your dog. And that is why you have to learn the proper system and method of dog training. That just wanted to share that little information with you, so you understand that the benefits and the real tip or real secret of dog training is doing the right thing at the right time with the right dog. And you can't do that with when you're attending a group class or hiring a private dog trainer. You're going too fast, you're doing too much, you're not going to get great results, and you're going to fail at dog training, and you're going to have a horrible dog, right? That's why many people have horrible dogs. They're not bad dogs, they're just not trained properly. That's why they call them horrible dogs. So I hope that made some sense. I hope you got some information there. Again, if you have any questions, leave those questions in the comments, in the chat area. I will answer them in a moment. Is there any question that I need to answer, Yoko? All right, so we have Diana uh, saying, I have a standard poodle. He's 3, and my dog is high energy, but he's not normal.
I don't know what the question is.
I don't exactly understand what the question is, but I can guess. I can guess what you're saying. You have a poodle who's 3 years old and he's high energy, and it feels like it's not a normal dog. So, and what you want to help, you want to help this dog to be more normal, calm, maybe. So let's dive into some of the details that I can share with you. Based on the information that uh,
Oh,
he seeks water all the time. Okay, I see what there's a follow up there. Okay, so let me dive into the some of the details that I can share with you regarding based on what the information that you have provided for me. First of all, understand the breed of poodle. Poodles, standard poodles, especially, they are. It's not that they're high energy breed. They're just working breed of dog. What does that mean? That means they're bred and designed by humans for humans to work for humans. They're very intelligent dogs. They're intelligent breed of dogs. They're one of those, we call them Einsteins of breed of dogs. They're highly intelligent level, highly intelligent, and they are very ideal for any type of activity that you could do with a poodle, with this dog. So you have to understand that this dog is not one of those dogs that just basically sits at home all day long and just hangs out. It's one of those dogs that needs some form of stimulation, some form of physical and mental stimulation. And if you know me, if you don't know me, I always say to people that you need to provide your dog's daily five essential needs. What are those five daily essential needs? Are exercise, training, socialization, care, and then affection. So you have to provide them in this order, first of all, and this all these five things has to be provided on daily basis. If you don't provide this, especially if you have a high intelligent breed of dog, it will feel like they're high energy. The reason for that, because it feels like it's a high energy, because first of all, you're not providing proper amount of exercise, which is physical stimulation. You're not providing proper, or you're not offering good mental stimulation, which is training. You're not allowing your dog to have that socialization going on, which is social stimulation. You're providing probably a good care, and then also you're providing probably a lot of affection, right? But affection is the last thing a dog needs. And you forget that the first thing a dog needs is exercise, training, and socialization. The last two are something that are at the bottom of the list, and they are not something that you have to really focus on them, because naturally, as a human being, we do provide them anyways. But we forget that the first thing a dog needs is a good amount of exercise, and then good amount of mental stimulation as well, and also socialization. So my goal, for example, as a dog owner and as a dog trainer, is to exercise my dog to the point that it has the opportunity to release that physical need, physical energy that it has. And then the training is part that I do some mental stimulation with my dog as well on daily basis. My goal is to do that as well. I try to put some time during the day to do some mental stimulation with my dog as well. And also I'm working on allowing my dog to socialize with whatever it can, because they need those as well, as much as they need physical and mental stimulation. They need that social stimulation as well. So focus on those, right? And if you feel like it's too much, because probably you're not providing enough um, physical and mental stimulation, I would also suggest to focus on providing 70% mental stimulation and 30% physical stimulation. Focus on that. And you're saying also that he seeks water all the time, if even after drinking. There's a follow-up. So I have owned several. He's not focused on normal activities and he wants to do anything else. Other dogs in our home look at him like he's odd. uh, yes, very yes. That's true. That is the human point of view you're bringing in, right? Um, you're putting human um, psychology to a dog psychology, right? Your dogs probably they are doing normal stuff, but if you feel that your dog, your this poodle, standard poodle, is standing out, is because you haven't, you're dealing with a dog that probably it's too handful for you. It may be not the right dog for you, or you haven't matched your energy with this dog, right? Uh, you just have to understand this poodle and provide its daily five essential needs, and he'll give you what you need. If it's drinking too much water, there are several reasons. One could be that you're feeding your dog dry kibble or dry food, so that causes the dog to drink a lot of water. Two could be that it's just too nervous, and one of the ways dogs deal with anxiety and stress is just doing something unusual. In this case, probably your poodle is drinking a lot of water. Some dogs start digging the, the yard, some dogs start barking, some dogs do aggression, being aggressive to other dogs or humans or toys and things like that. So that's the way maybe your poodle is releasing its stress by drinking water. It's trying to calm itself down. So that could be it. That could be it. You know, if you feel like your poodle is a little bit unusual and it's weird, um, it has to do with his mental stimulation. You know, it's not getting enough mental physical stimulation, so he's not happy. You know, it's telling you, it's doing all these things to tell you, not to piss you off. It's telling you to provide steady five essential needs. Again, reminder again. Okay, just a reminder. Focus on this: exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection. Don't ignore this formula. Maybe write it down. Remind yourself, am I doing this on daily basis? Am I doing too much exercise? Am I providing too much exercise? Maybe I'm providing too little exercise. Maybe I'm not doing any training. I'm not doing any mental stimulation with this dog. Maybe I'm not providing enough socialization, or I'm doing too much socialization. Maybe I'm providing a good care, but maybe I'm providing too much affection or too little. Write it down, think about it, not right now. Think about it, see what you're missing to provide to your dog. Okay? Hope that helps.
That has cleared. Yes, he thinks.
Let's go to the next question. It's from Natalie. What can I do to calm my 1.5-year-old neuter male pit bull before we leave the house? He fights for control of the lead, but he is not aggressive otherwise. So that's a good dilemma, good problem actually. Um, so let me see if I can help you, bring you, show you also a video that can help with this issue. First thing that I want you to learn is that, see if I can find it. Which one is it? I'll see if I can find it. First thing that I want you to understand is, before you leave the house, don't get excited yourself. I think most people internally and externally, they start sharing that excitement that they're going out, and that just fuels the dog. So what your pit bull is saying is, when it gets excited, is saying, you know what, I'm so excited to go outside. I'm so excited to go for a walk and this and that, that it forgets all the rules. Because first of all, you get excited, and second of all, you're exciting your pit bull, right? Unknowingly, you probably um, don't want to get it excited, but probably the activities that you do, maybe you pick up the key, maybe you pick up the leash, or you pick up this and that, and you notice that your pit bull gets excited. So that keys, for example, um, is representing excitement to your pit bull. So what you want to do is calm your dog before you step out of the door. So here's an exercise that I would highly suggest you to do. Um, so, for example, let's pretend that as soon as you pick up the keys, your pit bull gets excited. So, what you're going to do, you're going to hold on to the key and you're going to wait there until your pit bull goes from this level, and maybe it's going to take you 25 minutes, and you were planning to go for a half an hour walk, and it takes you 25 minutes to go from this to this, right? It takes you 25 minutes for your pit bull to calm down from that excitement to here. You're not even going for a walk. You just picked up the keys, for example, or the leash, and your pit bull is going excited. You wait there until your pit bull gives you zero level. So this exercise is more important than the walk itself. So let's say again you were planning to go for a 30 minutes walk, and it took your pit bull 25 minutes to calm down before you open the door to go outside. You every day for the next few days, you take that time to calm your beagle down before you open the door. And once you open the door, you go for a 5 minutes walk and you come back. That's the easiest, most effective way of calming a dog down before going for a walk. Because in that, if that is happening, the walk is not important. The energy that goes for the walk is more important. So calm it down before you go for a walk.
You can't calm inside.
If you can't calm down your dog inside and control it inside indoors,
Good luck.
good luck outside. So that's most important. That's the most important exercise, and before you do anything else. So remember, I was giving you this example that the first level of training is at home, and then the backyard and front yard and street. So at home, if you can't control your dog, how are you going to control your dog outdoors? So first you have to master controlling your dog indoors before you master controlling outdoor. So that is why it's so important to do the right thing, to take the right steps, to be mentored the right way. And I hope I'm mentoring you properly now and you're getting it. Um, it's very important to do the right thing, because if you do the wrong thing over and over, you're training your dog to learn that unwanted behavior, which is not what you want. I hope that makes sense. Um, which one is next?
David King.
Diana has a follow-up question, which is, how do I stimulate? I will get back to that question. Can you remind me to answer that question in a moment? We have the next question from David Kim. I have a 3 month old beagle puppy. Hey, beagles. I love her and she is a very good dog. She's a biter though, because she's a puppy. How do I ensure that she stops biting when she's an adult? So this is a good question. Puppies, it's a 3 months old. Puppies tend to bite anyways. That is something that um, that's normal. That's natural way of a puppy living a life. If it didn't, then I would say there's something wrong with your puppy. So you want your puppy to bite. Uh, but what was that?
Exploring.
Oh, but the reason it's biting is there are a few reasons. One is bored. Two, it's something that we call it bite inhibition. Bite inhibition is something that puppies go through a cycle, a period of time in their child puppyhood, that they practice biting um, similar members of theirs, play biting to learn how to control their biting in when they're adult. So you need to first of all not allow your puppy to be bored. So provide a lot of physical mental stimulation for your puppy. Second of all, provide other puppies or other good adult dogs who are friendly with puppies and are okay with puppies, and let your puppy to play with that dog so it can practice biting and being bitten by other dogs and puppies, so they learn, this is how much I should bite. It's a play bite. These are all play bites. How much I should put pressure on biting, and how much I mean, if your puppy, for example, gets bitten by another puppy or another dog, it'll scream, and that will give the cue to the other dog, oh, that was too much. And your puppy is going to learn the same thing. He's going to bite other puppies or other dogs, and he's going to say, oh, that was too much. Sorry, sorry. I'm learning, still learning. So the best way is to allow your puppy to play with other puppies and other dogs. Chew toys and raw bones are solutions as well, because not only they're learning the bite inhibition, but their gum also is, because they're teething, which is basically replacing the puppy teeth with adult teeth. It becomes itchy. It becomes a bit uh, it has a little discomfort in their gums. They feel that, so you can help them to relax and get over that discomfort by chewing something. The best chew is raw bones or chew toys. So I think with following these guidance, you will have a puppy who's gonna not only have an opportunity to get stimulated, but also learn and practice bite inhibition, and also um, learn how to grow up properly. I hope that answered your question, David. Let me go back to Diana's question, which is how do I stimulate my dog, which is the um, poodle.
He digs.
Hmm?
Digs.
Oh, okay. He also digs, right? And so let's talk about stimulation. David, you're very welcome. Let's talk about stimulation. So, as I was saying, dogs need physical and mental stimulation, right? The physical and mental stimulation, and also social stimulation. So, stimulation is basically providing what that dog needs for that day. So, for example, let me give you an example, personal example. My own puppy, my own dog is not puppy anymore. My own dog, um, she loves to fetch. So that's her passion. That's her love. That's what she lives for example. I will provide enough fetch game for my dog to the point that is not exhausting her and is, you know, getting her to the point that she's dead for the whole day, but it provides enough exercise. So I figure it out. Okay, today I did it for 10 minutes. Okay, that was too much. Tomorrow I'm going to do 5 minutes. Just clear it out. How much stimulation your dog physically needs in order to be relaxed. What I mean by relax is your dog says, you know what, I have had exactly what I needed today. I just need to relax and lie down here, lie down there, have a little bit of walk, maybe 5, 10 minute, 15-minute walk around the block. I'm happy, right? So enough exercise that it helps it to relax. Training is something that you want to also stimulate your dog mentally. Training is a good form of stimulation. So remember when you back in the day you used to go to school. Back in the day when we used to go to school, after 90 minutes, I was ready to have a nap. You know, it was kind of time for me to have a nap and go to sleep because I was using my brain, right? When you use your brain, you get more stimulated. So think of it that way. That's
Tired.
you get tired. So think of it that way. A training is a mental stimulation that gets your dog tired. Now, I'm not saying an hour and a half of a classroom in order to, training of tiring your dog. For humans, human kids, an hour and a half is enough. 90 minute, most classes are 90 minutes, less than 90 minutes. If we do more than that, we call that overstimulating or overtraining a person or a dog. That backfires. You don't want to overstimulate or overtrain a dog either. I find 15 minutes of training a dog is ideal amount of training of a dog. What I mean by that is when you training a dog. Let me see if I can see. I can just on the background to show you a video that I what I mean by training a dog. Um, just give me a second. In this video, I'm gonna have this video on the background playing. Um, so just want you to see that this is a 15 minutes of training my dog, right? Uh, if you do 15 minutes of mental stimulation, in this case I'm training working with my dog on a leash. I'm just telling her to sit, stay calm, um, things like that. I'm mentally stimulating my dog. You can see my dog's focus is on me or on the activity that we're doing, yeah, the training that we're doing, right? The physical stimulation and the mental stimulation that we're doing at the same time. Basically, I'm telling her to sit, stay, so her focus is on the task of sitting and staying and following commands and paying attention to me. And that's what I mean. If you have a 15-minute session like that with your dog, uh, it's more than enough. It's enough for a dog to get stimulated. But your poodle, for example, may need 2 or 3 sessions of those, right? It depends. I wouldn't do 2 or 3 sessions again because you're doing overstimulating your dog. So stick with 1 or 2 on daily basis training. Just mentally stimulating your dog plus whatever physical stimulation your dog enjoys. That could be fetch, could be walking, just going for a walk, maybe playing with other dogs. Those are stimulations. Those are things that you can allow your dog to do in order to physically stimulate itself. But the training is a mental stimulation, which you can do on daily basis as well, just to get your dog to focus on you and pay attention to you. Socialization is another way of stimulation. Again, when your dog is playing with other dogs, that's socialization, that's stimulation as well. Not only physical stimulation, but it's a social stimulation too. Dogs playing with another dog or dogs playing with you, for example, your dog playing with you is stimulation, right? It's something that makes your dog to get stimulated and they need that social stimulation. So there are several ways of stimulating your dog, and just find out exactly which one your dog loves, right? Each dog is different. You know your dog better than anybody else. You know what your dog loves better, more than others, right? Does your dog likes to play with other dogs or likes to play with you? Provide that, whichever is more enticing for your dog, right? So that would be my tip, right? Is there any other question,
Natalie has a
Natalie?
follow-up question.
That one. My dog
Okay,
live.
both.
My dog lives for the dog park, and we usually stay 1 hour. If I do that plus a session or two of training, will it be a good balance?
Too
Uh,
much.
I would say it's just too much, a little bit too much. Dog park, in an hour is just too much. Just imagine being at the at your friend's party every day, right? Dog park for most dogs, it's like a party, right? If there are good dogs in the park and your dog is a good dog and they go and have fun and all that, it's a party, doggy party. An hour of party every day is just too much. I would say cut it down to half an hour, maximum half an hour uh, of dog park, and do one or two sessions of training. That would be perfect. If everybody could do that with their dogs, that we would live in a
Peaceful.
peaceful dog
Dog society.
society. All dogs would have
Good.
all dogs would have good behavior, good manners. They would be able to tolerate each other. Um, I know, for example, personally myself, when I go for a walk with my dog or I take my dogs to dog park, at least one or two bad dogs. We come across one or two bad dogs. Just today, I took my dog to dog park, and it was a off leash park, and these owners have off leash their bad dogs, and that bad dog comes and attacks my dog, and they can't control their own dogs either. Um, and my dog pays the price. She gets abused or harassed by another dog because dog owners themselves, they don't do the part that they need to do and provide to their dogs. I mean, yes, take your dog to a dog park. As long as your dog has good social skills, take your dog to a dog park, provide a couple of sessions of dog training, allow your dog to socialize with other dogs, provide proper care for your dog and proper amount of affection for your dog. And just a side note, when we talk about affection, when we're talking affection, in my opinion, is reward. If your dog is doing something good, something is giving you a behavior that is wanted and you love it and you like it, instead of giving treats, share affection with your dog. Right? Treats are not. It's not the main value that the dog seeks as a reward for a task that it's doing. Treat has just has a
Instant.
instant value, just gets it and gone. But when you share affection with a dog, it lasts longer. It lasts maybe even hours or days. I don't know if you know this, but tell your dog what a good girl and see the joy that they get just by you saying that, right? Like when I say to my dogs, what a good girl or good boy, the entire body starts moving, the eyes open, just like it's like 4th of July, like it's celebration, right? Uh, that's what happens when you share affection with the dog. So share affection as a reward, just a reminder, just
It
there.
also improves relationship.
And also, yeah, when you share affection the proper way with your dog as a reward, it also improves the relationship that you have with your dog. And many dog owners, they think is the treat that is going to improve the relationship, the food that you're sharing with your dog. No, those are instant rewards that your dog is getting. But if you want a long lasting reward for your dog, share affection. It's the best thing. It's the best thing.
Natalie says, yes, full body wag.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. Yes, full body wag. That's what I get to when I tell my dog, just I just even look at my dog and smile, and my dog, the whole body shakes. It says, wow, my human is paying attention to me, is saying, I love you. That's the best reward a dog can get. We have another question from T, right? Is that the one?
Not another question.
Oh,
First one.
first question, yes. Any advice on helping a beagle lose weight? Thank you. Yes. Here are my three key points of helping a beagle to lose weight.
Any
Any dog, in general, any dog, but since you brought up beagle, here are my three key points of helping a beagle or a dog to lose weight. Number one is good, solid, fresh diet. That's the number one uh, problem solution. Mm, Kibble or dry food is not fresh food. It does not help a dog to lose weight. It actually causes more weight to be gained due to a lot of fillers being in the kibble, dry food, a lot of uh, content that turns into sugar, and sugar becomes fat, unwanted fat, uh, and a lot of toxins that can disturb the system, internal system, to fight obesity. So proper diet will do some of the work of helping a beagle or a dog to lose weight. Proper diet, what I mean by this is fresh food. Fresh food is not highly processed. You don't want to cook the food to the point that it's dead. You want to make sure that it's as fresh as possible. That means the food that you eat, for example, is fresh, right? You don't eat pizza every day. I hope. I hope not. Uh, you eat fresh food most of the time. As much as you can, you eat fresh food, right?
fresh produce.
Fresh produce, fresh meat, fresh, produce, vegetables, and all that. You eat fresh. So try to provide as much as fresh food for your dog as possible, so the body and the system can take those fresh nutritions and deal with them in a way that is able to fight obesity, and also help the body to regulate and become a fat and obesity fighting machine. Right. Number two is good amount of exercise. If you have a beagle or a dog who's overweight, you don't want to exercise it too much, because then you're causing physical damages to occur in the system and the body as well. Hip joints and hip and all those muscles and bones are going to be uh, overstressed, and that's going to cause the dog actually to develop um, fighting energy rather than relaxing. So it's going to cause inflammation to happen in the system and all that. So you want to exercise your dog to the point that you're pushing your dog to put one more step every other day. So what I mean by that, take your dog for a 10 minutes walk, for example, and if you see it's too much for your dog, reduce it to 8 minutes. But as soon as you see that you can push a little bit to make it 9 minutes maybe, or 10 minutes, push your dog. Take it to good exercise, so it's not causing stress in the joints in the body, but it allows the heart uh, to beat faster. That's what you want. You want the heart rate to go higher. You want your dog to have some form of cardio activity. So that would be number two, physical activity. And number three, reduce the stressors of your dog, stressors of your dog's life. There are certain things that causes stress in your dog that you know your dog, and you know your dog's lifestyle better than anybody else does. There are certain things that causes stress in a dog, and if it causes stress, that every day it piles up and becomes a a negative energy source in your dog's body that doesn't help with the weight loss. Simple things as, for example, if your dog, your beagle, is coming and begging you to give treats and is not getting the treat, that can cause stress in your dog, right? Simple tasks. I'm sure your beagle is coming and begging for food, and if you're not giving, it can cause stress. So what you do is, when you see your beagle, for example, at 4 o'clock comes and asks for a treat, and you're saying, no, I'm not going to give you any treat, you're too overweight, too fat, it's too much. What I want you to do is say, you know what, let's go for a walk. So you're replacing the negative, unwanted focus of your beagle, that is to food that causes more obesity, with a positive activity which is going to cause a little bit of stress in your dog, because your dog says, no, I wanted to treat, not don't want to go for a walk. It's going to cause a little bit more stress in your dog, but it will help you to help your dog to replace that activity, that unwanted activity, with a wanted activity within few days. Within few days, your dog is going to say, you know what, it's not worth it for me to go beg for a food anymore, because my owner is going to take me for a walk if I do that. Right? Whenever I go and beg for food now, takes me for a walk. So I'm not going to beg for food anymore. So, so that replaces and also helps your dog to, think differently and be more positive, right? Reduce that stressors of your dog's lifestyle. So those three: diet, proper amount of exercise, and proper lifestyle would help your beagle to lose weight.
Later is asking, what food do you feed?
Uh,
Later.
Leighton. Leighton is asking, what food do you feed? Myself, I feed my dogs a fresh, raw diet. I have a video on my channel that it shows actually um, what I usually feed my dog. But I don't want to. I don't want to force you to do what I do. I want you to understand, first of all, that try to provide as much as fresh food you can. Now, if you're feeding kibble or dry food, try to reduce 20% of that kibble with and replace it with the fresh food. Fresh food, I mean, could be anything. Could be pieces of kale, pieces of fresh meat that you have extra, pieces of fresh vegetables that you were just about to throw away, put it there. Anything,
Or a fresh egg.
or even fresh egg. Yeah, fresh egg. Um, Put one egg in there, right? And then your goal should be, every time that you are, uh, let's say you're reducing 20%, make it 30%, make it 40%, 50, as much as you can. Replace that dry, highly processed, fully fully toxic food with a fresh food. And fresh food could be anything that you can afford and anything that you can provide. Anything that you have that is other than kibble or dry food, whatever, whatever it is that you can provide, that should be the food that you're feeding. I chose to feed dry, fresh food, fresh raw diet. Um, so let me show you. Let me see if I can show you what I feed. So this is what I feed. Uh, Again, doesn't have to be this. It could be anything that you can afford. This was a while ago. I have to make a new video. It's a fresh meat. This is frozen, so there's the fresh meat, right? Could be beef, could be chicken, could be goat, could be turkey, could be, there's my dog waiting for the meal to be ready. There's an egg there, I add an egg, some fresh vegetables. These are juiced green leafy vegetables that have been just blended together. One egg in there, right? Some supplements. Supplements can be every time could be different. This is something that I used to use then. I'm not using this supplement anymore. Not that was bad. It's just that I'm using different forms of supplements now. That's a fish oil or omega oil. You can add some omega oil in there. That's yeast that we're adding a little bit of yeast, nutritional yeast we're adding. Basically, that's about it. We mix all those, and this is what I chose to feed my dogs at that time, and now also I'm feeding almost the same meal. And that's what I feed my dog. Right? He loves it, he enjoys it, he's doing very well with it, and he loves it. My dogs eat that. So that's what I feed my dogs. It's something that you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like, and just focus on that. Maybe again, I don't want to pressure you to do exactly what I just did. As again, the goal here is to replace the dry food with fresh food as much as possible. Thank you so much. I wrote down everything you said. Wow, that is great. Thank you for being a good student, T. Thank you. My beagle thanks you in the future. Will thank you in future. Thank you as well. All right. I think we answered all the questions today, and I hope you enjoyed this live session in my temporary studio. I will be back as often as possible. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon as well, so you will get notified when I go live or post a new video. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments area. And if you want to work with me one-on-one and be part of my community, that my students, what I do is I offer a free one-on-one video call where I get to know you and you get to know me a little bit more in depth, to see if you fit in for my program, and if I feel like you are the right student, and if you feel like that this program that I have is the right program for you. Just simply, there is a link in the comments area of this video, and also in the chat area. There is I posted in the beginning of the program. There it is. You can just go to sarodogtraining.overdogdigital.com interview/page, and the link is in the description. You can find it there, and yeah, go from there. And Natalie is saying thank you both. Appreciate your love for dogs. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the support that you're providing as well. And until next time, have fun with your dog, and I'll see you then. Okay, take care. Bye.